Hello guys, my name is Dylan and welcome back to another tutorial on my channel. And I haven't done a Blender tutorial before that you guys have seen, but maybe you've seen some of my other tutorials and how-tos and stuff like that. I am going to be posting this exact same video on my other channel as well, iDylan Tech Reviews, so please go ahead and visit that channel as well to see this tutorial, guys. But besides that, I'm going to be showing you guys how to model a beautiful house like this in about 5 minutes. You could make this exact same house for any game you want or animation in about 5 minutes. So I'd say let's get right into it if you guys agree with me. So what you guys are going to want to do is we have the selected building here. Let's actually take this view back to the default view over here. We have such a beautiful, magnificent little structure here. It looks really nice red roof, really cool. You can see we have our materials over here, and let's not really explain much more because I'm sure you guys don't want to wait longer and you just want to make some nice creations exactly like this one. So what we're going to do is have this house as a reference, so let's just keep it there. What we're going to do is we're going to want to go ahead and go to object mode and add a, go to mesh, we're going to want to add a cube. There we go, it's a simple little cube. And what we're going to want to do is with the same cube with it selected is we're going to want to go to edit mode. We're already in face select, which is here, just press A. The house is about the same size, so let's just take this, let's just stretch it out. Yeah, that seems about right, good size. Let's stretch it out a little bit more like this, make it a little bit thinner. We don't want the house to be too big. Let's make it a little bit wider. Let's make it a little bit taller. Right, that looks fairly good. I'm not gonna say it looks great, but I mean it's better than your average house. What we're gonna do is we're gonna want to go ahead and press A to remove that. We're gonna want to go to this button right there. We're gonna want to add a loop cut and slide. We're gonna want to loop cut it right there. Now it's gonna add a loop cut to the whole house, but just ignore that. We're gonna want to bend this roof up. Just like that, and now we're going to want to add another loop cut and slide, but this time we're going to add it right there, just like that. Now what we're going to want to do is press the face select. We're going to want to select all these faces. Now I could have just pressed C and just select all the faces, but then it would sometimes select some of the back faces and it just wouldn't look right. So just select these faces. We're going to want to shift D to duplicate it. Okay, now with that duplicate, you're going to want to scale it. So we just duplicated the same roof that was here while we're keeping it, but we just made it a little bit larger. That's what we did. We're actually going to want to do a loop cut and slide. Let's actually let's not select any of this. Let's forget about the loop cut we did there. Let's just go to Z actually, and we're going to want to loop cut it right here, but while selecting the entire inside of the house. Because the loop cut, when it's in Z mode, it'll cut right through it, so it'll actually be in the inside. Because if you notice, when I selected that roof, it took it just a flat, plain surface, which is not what we want. This is what it took. See, that doesn't look that good because of that exact thing. We don't want that. So let's go ahead and take this. Let's go ahead and take all these like we just did. Now what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to press Z because I'm going to want to select these too. If I didn't already select them. Okay, good. So Z, it might do the same thing, but I don't know. Let's just do Shift D and then scale it. Okay, so it basically did the same thing. I don't know why it just looks a little better to me. I don't know if it looks a little better to you, but that's basically what it is. Okay. So we got the nice little house like that. Looks fairly good. Now what we're gonna want to do is we're gonna do another loop cut and slide. We're gonna want to loop cut it. Where would I want to say? Somewhere around here, right around there. Yeah. Okay. Let's do another loop cut and slide. All right. And let's go ahead and loop cut this one right around there. Okay. Now let's select the face. The face is going to go all the way up there, so let's do another loop cut and slide, but this time we're going to be around here, and let's loop cut it right there. So now we have this nice giant face here. It's not going to look exactly like this one because you can obviously tell why. The variant's not really that great. Unless I added another loop cut and slide and I did it here like that. Yeah, that might work. Okay, so let's take these two. Let's extrude them out, just like that. So now they look fairly similar. One's a little bit larger, but it's fine. You guys know what I'm saying. You can fix that on your own if you want. Okay, so now we have that. That looks great. Let's select the entire house actually, and now we're going to want to go ahead and color it. So we just selected that. Let's go new. We're actually going to want another new, and we're going to want to assign that, right? Now we want this house to be a tannish color, so let's make it that color right there. See, it's a little bit gray, but it's fine. Okay, so now we got the house. Let's take this face, right? We're going to want to go ahead and subdivide it. Let's subdivide it a couple of times because we want to have this little frame here. See this little frame right there? We want that. So let's just subdivide it like that. Let's select these faces, the ones in the inside, like that. So by pressing C and in the face select mode, you can make with your scroll wheel this a little bigger and larger. I like to make it a little bit small so I can go ahead and it doesn't go like this off to the front like that when I'm selecting faces. So just keep doing that. Now if I'm going too fast, feel free to go ahead and just go ahead and freeze it and then start over again. That's what I like to do whenever I'm following a tutorial. Okay, so now we have that selected. Let's extrude that, pressing E, and we're extruding on the Z axis because if it's blue, it's Z. Let's extrude that in like that. Just like that. Okay, now with the face is still selected, let's go ahead and make that. Let's make that a white garage door, just like that. So now it's noticeably white, just like this one. Okay. Now we're gonna go ahead and since this has all been selected, this is fine. Now we can change this. This is just the little faces that are very thin, and when the game is really playing, it's gonna look kind of bad. So what you should do is, since this has already been cut, just loop cut and slide this exactly here, because what's gonna happen is if I took this and I just went like this, see how it curls in like that, and if I extruded it in, it wouldn't go in like that. It's not right. If I extruded on the, what was it, the Y? See how it just comes out like that? That doesn't look right, right? If we selected it like this and I just pressed it like that and went like that and I did extrude in, it's not going to extrude the actual, if I extrude it in on the Y, it's not going to extrude it actually in. So what you're gonna want to do is do a loop cut and slide right here, and then you can take this whole face and just push it in, and it won't actually take the rest of this with me. But I don't really care about that. It's not really important to me. So I'm just going to leave it as it is. It's also nice to have because you can make it's like a little bump when you go into your garage. Like sometimes just like a concrete bump that you go into. So whatever, it's your preference. So I'm not gonna go ahead and color underneath that because this is not gonna be a house that I'll have in a game. But this is just, so I'll just take that just like that. I'm also gonna want to take these two right there, and that as well, and also this. So while pressing Shift, you can take all of these. You select all these while pressing Shift, so you know that you're going and grabbing all of them as you wish. And we're gonna want to go ahead and make this red. So let's new assign. So now it's white. You just saw it change color, and now I'm gonna change this to a nice red. See, look at that. They look fairly similar, right? If I go to object mode, they look basically the exact same. So now what I'm gonna want to do is, since there's no windows or anything, I'm gonna want to go ahead and now since this is like this, I guarantee you if I subdivide it, it's not gonna look right. It's just gonna be curved like that. It just doesn't fit the how can I say it? Like the build, if I should say. So what we're gonna want to do is we're gonna go to let's just keep this in edit mode. So let's just add a cube. Now while it's in edit mode, you can't remove this anymore if it's in edit mode unless you just go ahead and do X and then you delete vertices. It'll delete what you did. But at the same time, when you're in, say I'm like this, right? I'm in edit mode, right? And I had a cube there. When I go to object mode, whenever I move this house, this cube is going to move with it. So whenever you add something in edit mode, the cube will go with it. And if you press delete, the whole house will delete with the cube. So if you're trying to delete the cube, it'll delete the house. So it's not, you just remember, when you're in edit mode, you take the risk that you're going to forget later on that you put the cube there. And when you're trying to delete something on the house, you'll delete the whole thing. So just remember, you should add your objects that you're going to add that are not attached to the house in object mode. Just remember that. Always add your objects in object mode. But I'm not, because, I don't know, I just prefer that having them all together is better, so I don't have to go ahead and parent all of them to each other and select all of them. It's a pain in the butt. Especially when you're in object mode and you have 5 houses you're putting into a scene. When you select all of it, it selects every house that moves, and even though you just want to move one house. And then when you go ahead and select the cube and everything, you have to go ahead and go into Z mode and make sure all these are covered without getting the rest of these. It's annoying. It's really annoying. So just I recommend doing it in edit mode if you're trying to go ahead and make multiple objects of this house. So anyways, let's take that like that. Let's make this go a little bit out. We're making a little window. It's not that big, but we just want it to be able to go across here. So I'm going to take that, select that face. We're going to subdivide it. Let's subdivide it that many times, and let's go like this. Now, since it's not going to be that nice, let's just select these faces here. This is a nice little low poly window. It's okay. Just like that. And then let's select this, and let's select this. Just like that. And let's just extrude it out, just like so. And then since this is already colored, let's just make that white. Let's make the whole thing white there. Now let's select these faces here, and those faces there. You're not going to see any of the top ones, so let's just keep it like that. New assign. This is the classic window color for low poly, right there. That's the window color. Remember, it's not there. It's right around there. It's a little bit too much. A little bit too much still. That's it, right? That's perfect right there. It's a baby blue color. So there's your window, right? So when I go to Z, I'm going to select this whole window. Let's make that back to being small. Let's go to Z again. Let's move this window over here. Let's make it forward, go up a little bit, bring it out. Bring it this way. Go a little bit up here, just like that. And then add that right there, just like that. Let's make it stick out a little bit more. Okay, there we go. So now you have your window there, right? It doesn't look that good, but it's better than nothing, if you know what I'm saying. So now when you're in object mode, it looks like it's nice. It's okay. So let's go back to edit mode. And all you're going to want to do is just take a cube like this and just make it a door shape and then just paint it brown. What I did was I actually just went ahead and I'm just going to take this door and just shift with the door handle and shift D. I'm just going to bring it over. See, all I did was I just made a little door with the door handle. Nothing special. And I'm going to go up like this, and then I'm just going to push that one right in there like this. And guys, I am no professional builder whatsoever, so don't think that, I spent hours and hours just creating this door or this house. It probably took me 15 minutes to make this house, just because I took a little bit more time on it than this one. Okay, well, that is pretty much it. You have a nice little house. You can duplicate such a building by going to here. Let's deselect that. Let's select all these, and you press Shift D, and you can just duplicate the house, as many times as you want. So now you have a really, really cool, awesome little house, and it looks great. I mean, it's a nice little house, you could say, right? Yeah, why not? And what's great is if you go to edit mode, right? There, this is pretty cool. Now watch this, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and say I select this garage door. Okay. Now, sometimes in a game, I know when you guys think you're going to make your own game, you're like, oh, wow, I'm going to make the coolest game ever. But at the same time, guys, it takes a long time, okay? I'm not going to lie. It's taking me, I'm going to say about 4 months to go ahead and do what I'm doing right now, to learn all of this. And I haven't even started on any game, so it's pretty bad. But if I extrude this, look at that. The whole thing goes over just like so, just like that. See, I just hit the back. Let's just keep that forward there. So look, that looks pretty good, right? I mean, that looks nice. So you have a nice little garage you can go inside of. We select all these. Let's go ahead and extrude this up, just like that. So now, if I had my little character here, he could park his little car in there, just like that. And then now you have a nice garage, right? Pretty cool, right? Yeah, I know. So that's going to be in the tutorial, guys. I hope this was very helpful. I know that a lot of tutorials out there are pretty tough to find, especially ones that will actually be helpful. There's a couple guys that I found that really do a great job on their tutorials. They really show you what to do and, on how to do it. But besides that, I mean, I just want to make it literally very simple for you guys, because me, when I'm looking for tutorials, I'm not looking for, Python scripts and how to code like this and, does this look like that, and the little tiny details, even though they really do a big difference, they just don't. Do you know what I'm saying? Just don't do that. If you're just trying to just make it a game as fast as possible, like I'm trying to do, it just doesn't work. Adding a little light right here, or making that go like this or like that, or it just doesn't look right. It's just, I mean, it's like you're like, okay, just okay. yeah, but there you go. So hopefully you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it was very helpful for you guys. And yeah, I mean, I tried to keep it as fast as possible, but okay. Until next time, guys, I will see you guys when I see you guys.